In the anatomical position, the anterior superior iliac spine and the pubic tubercle will be in the same vertical plane. So this is the articulated pelvis, but it will be tilted like this. And in such a position, it's very difficult to locate the pelvic outlet because it's facing behind and backwards. So if I am tilting it like this, what you are seeing is the pelvic outlet having the tip of coccyx, the pubic symphysis lower margin, the two ischiopubic ramus and the ischial tuberosities on either side. So an imaginary line at this level divide it into an anterior urogenital triangle and a posterior anal triangle. So in the anatomical position it will be exactly behind. Here in this region, that is the anterior part of this perineum, this region is closed by the perineal pouches. So here lies the, it will be like this, and when you tilt it will be something like this. So this is just a paper model where it's very easy to study the layers of the perineal pouch. So from the inlet, you can see that brown color paper that actually fills the gap in the levator ana muscle or the pelvic floor, and that deficiency in the pelvic floor is called hiatus urogenitalis. That gap is filled by that brown color paper. And coming here, I am tilting the pelvis. So now this is actually the lithotomy position of the pelvis, and in this position you can clearly see the urogenital triangle having this anterior layer, this blue color paper that shows the fascia collis or the superficial fascia of the perineum. So this is a paper model of perineal pouch. See, you can see that model filling the gap between the two ischiopubic ramus and to the imaginary line connecting the two ischial tuberosities. So this is the fascia collis which is getting attached to this ischiopubic ramus on either side till the imaginary line, and superiorly this is continuous with the fascia scarpa. So this space is free. The fascia lata is attached to the pubic tubercle and then to the ischiopubic ramus just lateral to this fascia collis. So through this deficiency the pineal tissue is seen coming out. Now I am taking only this paper model in my hand, and in this position, that is in the lithotomy position, that is a position by which we are clearly seeing the perineum. This is the anatomical position where the perineal pouches are lying horizontally, and for description I am explaining it in the lithotomy position. This is the superficial layer. From the skin, the next layer what you are seeing is the fascia collis with a deficiency, and this is continuous with the fascia scarpa of the abdominal wall. And when removing this fascia collis, what is being exposed is the superficial perineal pouch. So in the anatomical position it will be like this. This is the inferior one and there is a superior one, pouch above, but in lithotomy position this is the superficial one and the other is the deep one. So this superficial pouch, I am opening it along the two ischiopubic ramus. I have cut the fascia collis and reflected down, and you are seeing the contents of the superficial perineal pouch, the two crura of penis, and this is the superficial transverse perineal muscle. This is the bulb of penis, and what you are seeing here is the perineal membrane. This is the perineal membrane, and below this, if I am removing the perineal membrane, you will be able to see the deep perineal pouch. Coming to the boundaries of deep perineal pouch, above the superficial perineal pouch. So this is the superficial perineal pouch, and just above that, between the superior layer of urogenital diaphragm and the inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm lies the deep perineal pouch. It's a very narrow space. The inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm is the perineal membrane itself. The superior layer of urogenital diaphragm is actually the pelvic fascia that stretches in the hiatus urogenitalis of the levator ana muscle. So it's simply pelvic fascia that forms the superior layer, and the perineal membrane forms the inferior layer. Altogether, the layer, the contents and the inferior layer together forms the urogenital diaphragm. So this deep perineal pouch is also called as urogenital diaphragm. Coming to the contents, this is the place where the urethra pierces. The urethra pierces the middle of this superior layer and enter here, that urethra is covered by a sphincter, which is called the sphincter urethra, and posteriorly is the deep transverse perineal muscle, which is attached actually along that imaginary line connecting the two ischial tuberosities. So the deep transverse perineum and the sphincter urethra forming the deep perineal pouch, and it's closed on all the sides. On either side it is closed, and anteriorly also it is closed. So it is a completely closed space. This space is also, the urethra which is lying in this space is also called as membranous urethra. So that's this is in short the layers and the boundaries, contents of the perineal pouches. The superficial pouch, deep pouch. The deep pouch having the pelvic fascia above and the perineal membrane in the middle, and here you can see the fascia collis, and this fascia, this layer, the superficial perineal pouch is closed on either side at the level of the ischiopubic ramus. It is closed here. Behind also it is closed, but anteriorly it is continuous with the fascia scarpa. So this much thin is the area of perineal pouches, and that will actually fill the gap between this ischiopubic ramus and in horizontal position.